From 1979 to 2007, the top 1% of wealthy Americans saw their income grow by an astounding 275%, according to the Congressional Budget Office. But the bottom fifth saw gains of only 18%, the middle 40%. President Obama promotes income equality, but during his time in office, the rich are getting richer and the median income for working Americans has actually gone down. Join us now from Washington, Charles Krauthammer. So why is this happening?
It's happening because there's low economic growth. It's what Kennedy said, a rising tide lifts all boats. If you're obsessed with equality, as they are in Europe, what you end up with is chronic unemployment, because the real engine of growth is low regulation, low taxation, and you allow the golden goose, meaning the private economy, to go ahead and to flourish. And when you overregulate it and you overtax it, especially if you're doing it in the name of reducing inequality, you are going to get the opposite effect. You're going to get inequality. And, you know, in America, we're never obsessed with how rich are the rich. Traditionally, we want to help the poor become unpoor, but we aren't obsessed with the gap. There's a reason that we have in New York Harbor a Statue of Liberty and not a Statue of Equality. And that is that if you allow liberty, if you allow the freedom to free enterprise, you will get an improvement of the lot of the poor. And that has always worked in the past.
But why does the liberal establishment now disdain that? They reject it. And the reason I believe that workers aren't making more money is not enough jobs. As simple as that. If there are more jobs than workers, you got to pay them more to compete to get them in the building. If there are fewer jobs, you can drive it down. But President Obama, the New York Times, all these people, they don't seem to understand that.
They want to transfer wealth rather than create it. And when you create wealth, you create jobs. And that, I remember, when Obama was running in 2008, he was asked by Charlie Gibson a famous question in one of the run-ups to the primaries. He was asked, if we raise capital gains taxes, and it turns out that the revenues to the Treasury actually decrease as a result, would you still raise capital gains taxes? Obama's answer was yes, in the name of fairness.
That's right.
So he's willing to do something self-destructive that robs the Treasury of cash and money in order to achieve this ideal of fairness.
Got it.
And that's the reason you've got an anemic economy.
All right. Today in Toronto, Canada, the mayor was sanctioned by the city council and he lost most of his authority. And here is how Rob Ford reacted to that situation. Roll the tape.
So we've got some angry exchanges going on while the meeting was still going on. The mayor starting his attack here. The mayor that is Councillor Pam McConnelly, another councillor. She ran at her and grabbed her.
So he knocks down Betty White. I mean, what's going on up there?
Well, I guess that means tonight's party is canceled. What a pity. But look, as a psychiatrist, here's what's happening, and it's really rather sad. There are a lot of people who unravel under stress, who are unstable and really lose it. That's generally speaking, it happens in a hospital, in private, under care, and nobody sees. Unfortunately, every once in a while it happens to somebody in the public eye who doesn't have the insight into his own condition to understand he has to get off the stage, into treatment, and get help. And he becomes a buffoon and the object of derision. But it really is a collapse of a person, and even though it can be funny, it really is a tragedy.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad he's not America's problem, and I think the Toronto City Council did the right thing here. But
well, I grew up in Canada in the wrong era, because in my day it was dull.
Yeah, now they have a lot of rules there, a lot of regulations, Charles. All right, thanks very much, as always.